Hello, everybody, and welcome to today's broadcast of the Mood Food Podcast. We are delighted to have you along with us today. I'm Jason Gordon.
And I'm Othel Garman.
Thanks so much for tuning in. Thank you for liking, subscribing, and following to all the platforms on our YouTube channel, our Facebook page, and our Instagram page. Today, we're coming to you from our backyard here in Lamesa, and we are thankful to be here on a beautiful day. The temperatures are warmer, and I know spirits are being lifted now. A lot of the restrictions here in California have kind of gone by the wayside, but we still need to be cautious and be careful and respectful for one another as we make some of these transitions in the next few days or so. So today we want to talk to you about the importance of having a date night.
Date night. Exactly.
What do you think about that?
I think it's very important. Date night is very important in a relationship. That's why we do it. We have our own date night.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. We recently started doing that again because of just, you can get caught up in the hustle and bustle of things, and you really need to make time for your special loved one out there, because time will pass you by, and before you know it, you'll be months down the road wondering, okay, why did we disconnect? Where did we disconnect? And by doing date nights, it keeps you connected. It keeps you informed. It keeps you in a mode to where you are falling in love, hopefully, all over again, and learning more about each other. Taking that time away if you have kiddos, taking that time away from work, leaving your cell phones alone, and actually getting that one-on-one time. I know we recently went out to the Pacific Southwest Railroad Museum. Talk about saying that about 5 or 6 times in a row. And that was a lot of fun. We went on a train ride.
It was a lot of fun. It was a great surprise because I have never been on the train ride, so my baby made reservations to take us on a train ride, which is a great surprise.
Let me tell you, though, that place out there has no jurisdiction. It is way out there in Campo near the U.S.-Mexico border. And it was hot enough to choke a snake out there. It was getting close to, actually it was 100 degrees.
Was over 100.
But the train ride was very nice. There were not a lot of people. It was very low key. They had a beautiful museum with a lot of history. And so if you have a chance and you're down here in San Diego and you want to go for a train ride, that's about a 45-minute round trip, but it's a lot of fun. They teach you a lot about the history and the importance of how the railroad basically changed, I think, everything, the infrastructure in the U.S.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about the importance of dating.
Okay.
All right, so we're going to go over a couple of points here.
Not the importance of dating, the importance of date night.
Yeah, I don't know why I said dating, but hey, you can always pretend that you just met. That's important, though, in a relationship. It keeps things revived and fresh and new, because everything can get, you don't want to end up like an old bag of chips.
Mm-hmm.
It's just all stale and crusty and start to crumble and crunchy. You don't want that. I'll never forget one time, just a sidebar, I did a job. I did a podcast, remember, on burning out and job burnout. I was called Krusty. So every time I think of chips or any kind of crust on my bread, it kind of resets me and grounds me. I'm like, oh yeah, I don't ever want to be called that again, because I didn't like that, because I didn't like that I was coming across that way. All right, so let's talk about that. Exactly. But he likes all the crust cut off of his bread. Give me a break.
No such a thing.
So validation. When you go and take these nights and have a date night, validation is very important. It provides a way to open up and have those important conversations that otherwise might be interrupted by work or by kids or the weekly grind. Feeling heard helps us to address the areas that might be swimming around in our heads, where you are left to come up with your own conclusions about situations. That's dangerous, and boy, can we come up with some great Hollywood scripts about things that we may be wondering about but not communicating that we're wondering about. So that's important, that this usually ends up as a negative thought, and then starts the drama. Action, we're rolling. So work together and have a date night per week if you can, where you both support each other no matter what place you're coming from and no matter what is discussed.
Mm-hmm. Okay, and I'm gonna talk about positivity. All right, as time passes in the relationship, interactions with each other might start to become negative or just plain ugh. So, you want to maintain positive interactions so you don't fall into that trap of only discussing what's going wrong in your relationship, or how much debt you are in, or even even the shopping list. You don't want to talk about that. That is not date night.
That's not actually add a to-do list, a work list.
Yeah, because that ain't date night. So what you want to do is you want to make sure you make a list, you write down what you are thankful for, and then you want to talk it over with your spouse. And then y'all should pray together and have an attitude of gratitude.
Absolutely. That's very, very, very important. Be thankful for what you have, the assets that you have, the food on your table, the roof over your head, healthy children, your health, a job. And that will help reset and hopefully ground you to not be caught up in the hustle bustle, but take pause in your life and look around you. Look at the surroundings that you've been blessed with. There's a lot of unfortunate situations and a lot of people in some very bad situations right now that aren't having all those basic needs met. And so it's important that you refocus. Don't sweat the small stuff. Life is too short. There's nothing you can't make it through.
Right.
And so having that positive mindset in your marriage or your relationship is going to carry you through some tough times. So now we're going to talk about social interaction and time together. Setting time for each other weekly helps to bring you closer together and helps to decrease thoughts and feelings of loneliness and isolation. This is extremely important for spouses that do work and have to stay at home with the kids, and who don't work and have to stay at home with kids, period. It all depends if you want to, if you're teleworking or something. You may be stuck home watching the kids. And so that's a lot to juggle. And so you want to make sure that you are being in touch with that person and that you are validating them and talking with them, having that social interaction, that intimacy, and that private time together to make sure that that quality time is spent with your spouse. They're around the kiddos all day long. They need some adult conversation. I mean, you can only do your ABCs 1, 2, 3 so many times and take bubble baths and go to the swing set or whatever so many times, but that's not adult interaction. And as we get older, we need that. Yeah, I mean, you took the bottle away from me last week. I was mad as a hornet's nest, but I'm kidding. I just wanted to see his reaction. See if we don't script things and it catches him off guard, because I'm more of like a reactionary kind of personality. He's very methodical. He thinks things through. He wants to make sure that he thinks things through before he says anything. Me, I'm just like, put a quarter in me and I'll tell you what you want to hear. So go ahead and take it to the next part.
All right, so the next part is you want to have fun.
Yes.
Okay? So you want to have fun and you want to be spontaneous in order to keep the passion and love candle burning for each other. Ooh, burning that love candle.
Yep,
yeah.
Exactly.
Right.
In a safe place, though.
You don't want to catch the curtains.
I heard one time someone said they wanted to intentionally put a candle in an unsafe place because they wanted the firemen to show up. I'm like, come on, you're married. Give me a break. Anyway, we'll talk about that another time.
All right. As you can see, we both laugh a lot.
Yes.
So, try to have fun even if it calls for a time of being serious. Being too wound up in routine can send the wrong message to your spouse. Having fun helps maintain positivity and joy in the relationship.
That's true. Yep, positivity. You have to. Even through the toughest of times, we try to laugh through some of those toughest of times, because being serious all the time, I know that sometimes he may get aggravated with me because I know he's trying to have a serious conversation and I can't help it when I start laughing. His facial expression is so serious that I can't. See, I'm even trying to be serious now and I can't because I got the giggles. But anyway, all right, so we're going to give you some ideas now about what you can do for your date night. And some of them don't cost a darn dime. Nothing. So here's some ideas you may want to consider when you're planning your date night. And these ideas can be inexpensive, and you can include your kids in them if you want to, or other family members if you wish to do so. So whatever you do, keep your marriage healthy and alive. So you can go to the movies, you can have a movie night in your backyard, you can go and partake in food trucks. That's a very big trend I know here in Southern California. Go to an ice cream shop, now that it's hot as blazes now here, and a bike ride, a walk, a hike, walk along the beach, just to name a few. Yeah, go ahead.
On a picnic.
Yeah, picnic.
Go on a city walk. Y'all can go on a workout.
Yeah,
we do.
We like to run and walk at the Lake Murray. It's really beautiful there.
Yep. Go to the play theater.
Yeah, and we're going to be going to
the
Symphony.
The Symphony
here
at the
pretty
Shell.
soon in August at the Shell. It's a beautiful location here. Google it, look it up, and I think it's by reservation only, but you won't be let down. I'm telling you, it's a beautiful sight to see, and you're going to get a beautiful concert by the Sandiego Orchestra.
Or you can go dancing or cooking classes.
Yeah.
Go to the spa, arcade, volunteer together.
Yes. Yeah, give back. And then they put down here brewery or winery, but that's for all the heavy drinkers out there. And I mean, it all depends if that's something you want to do, but just be careful and wise about it.
Yeah, you got to be careful and wise about that.
And that's not a time to bring up stuff to talk about when you're intoxicated, because that's going to lead to a very bad situation.
Right.
So it's under advisement if you decide to do that.
Yeah. And then there's one where you don't even have to spend money.
Yeah.
Just stay home, watch a movie, watch a TV program, just you two, and turn off the phone.
Yeah.
And that could be your date night.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Put your social media stuff away, put your phones away.
It can wait for a couple hours. Trust me, it can wait a couple of hours.
Yeah, because I know like what we did is we went to the Cheesecake Factory afterwards, after the train ride. We made a whole day of it. It was a date day, basically. And that was really good. And we put our phones on the end of the table so we didn't interact with them. And it was a great time to talk and giggle and laugh and look at the menu on this big screen and say, oh, next time I want to try that, or next time I want to try that. I mean, my eyes are always bigger than my stomach every time I go there. Everything looks so good. And so, that's a really good place. So you want to go ahead and read our review for today?
I sure can. All right, so this review comes from Melinda Saucer. And it
Hi, Melinda.
says, thank you so much for doing this podcast. Since the beginning of the year, 2020, I went through many trials. It's been a trying year. But between this podcast and God, we have made it through, and I have made it through.
Yeah.
I have been going back over your podcast to keep my sanity. Thank you so much again for all y'all do.
Melinda.
And we want to thank you, Melinda.
Thank you. And faith is very important. And I remember growing up when you were just taller than a little weed that may grow in the backyard here, but you have always held strong to your faith. Your parents are amazing. They're faithful parents, very involved in serving, and you have great support. And we know that I know more things about what has happened, but I'm very proud of you. We're very proud of you, and thank you for all your support and listening, because with this, that's our purpose and intention here, is to hopefully lift spirits up out there, because we know life is tough. Life is tough. It throws us all kinds of curveballs and situations that when we don't have support or some kind of platform to turn to, we start to isolate. We feel alone. And I'm glad to know that we have a listener like you out there that's benefiting. And always remember, you're never alone. You can always text, call, or email whatever you need. We got you over there. And please tell your parents we said hello, and keep up the awesome work over there. We're super proud of you and look forward to hearing more from you. So we're going to go ahead and switch now to today's quote. And it's from Pinterest, and here it goes. Here's mine. Date night is so important for reconnecting. Make it count. Have a plan and do something for fun. Get spiffied up. Leave the stress at home. Turn off cell phones and turn your attention to your love. Engage in sparkling and lasting conversation, and finish the night with a romantic evening that you will be thankful for. And I think that's important. That's awesome. Go ahead.
All right, so for my quote, it says, Even if you can't go out on some extravagant date night, spending quality time together is very important for your health, for the health of your relationship.
Yes.
And I totally agree with that.
Absolutely. You have to spend time together.
Yes.
And you don't want to end up being so far apart that you end up having, and I've heard it time and time again, people sometimes drift so far apart, they live under the same roof, they start to feel like roommates. That's not a healthy relationship. So stay connected by doing these date nights, and you'll see how you will continue to grow and address things that pop up in the relationships before they fester and you start ruminating on them and you start coming up with your own conclusions, which generally can be pretty devastating to a relationship. Would you like to close up with anything? Did we cover everything today?
I think we covered everything today.
The Dating Divas is where we got some of these ideas from. So look all this stuff up. It's online. It's public knowledge. And we just thank you for your time and tuning in for the podcast for today. Please, if you haven't done so, please like, subscribe, or follow on our YouTube channel, Instagram page, or our Facebook page. We appreciate you out there. Let us hear from you at moodfoodpodcast@gmail.com and hit us up and give us a show idea. We will get to it. We have lots of ideas we're funneling through right now. And leave us a review on the Apple Podcast platform. Leave us some stars. We would greatly appreciate that. And if you don't have anything else to say, we'll close up.
I have one thing. Yeah.
Okay.
I would like to hear y'all ideas on y'all date night.
Yeah.
So email us or send us a comment about what you and your spouse do for date night.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And I can't wait for the fall time of the year because they do like hay rides around here and they do that train ride around Christmas time and where you can drink some hot coffee or cocoa and it's a lot of fun. So I can't wait for that to come around too so that people can kind of get out and enjoy the seasons this year because COVID really put a dampener on that last year. And so be wise, be careful about it, but have fun and get out of the house. You won't regret it. Your spirits will be lifted, your family will grow stronger, and you will be happier.
Yes.
All right?
All right.
Would you like to do the weather forecast for today?
No, thank you.
All right, folks, that's going to wrap it up for today, and we appreciate you taking time to tune in. We love you, we appreciate you, and we'll see you next week on the Mood Food Podcast, everyone. Take care. Thank you very much. Bye-bye now.
Bye.